Yeah, I'm Cliff Mockelman, and we had the upstairs master suite done, so the whole master bathroom, and then the bedroom as well. Some painting, texturing, lighting was done, so pretty much all the upstairs.
Okay, and was this your guys' first remodel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, awesome. How did you come across NSS Home? Was it through like a referral? What was the relationship?
I think I found you guys just from my internet searching and positive Google reviews. That was, I think, my main,
Awesome.
how I found you.
What was it that made you guys want to initially remodel your home?
I think we had we had you come by even before we had closed on the house, because we bought it 2 years ago and saw that it needed some updating, and so we wanted to see what kind of prices we were looking at to do the remodel. So we wanted to kind of make the home kind of our own. So yeah.
Would you say that it was useful bringing in a contractor early on rather than after you bought the house? You kind of had an idea what you were looking at?
Yeah, I would say yes.
I think so. I think it helped us be a little more confident that, like, when we saw the house, we kind of had a vision, but didn't know what was realistic or practical. So it was helpful to have a little reassurance and another opinion during that.
The design process can be kind of tricky or like overwhelming for some people. Did you guys already kind of know what you wanted, or do you think that working with the designer kind of helped streamline your like vision being brought into reality? What was that process like?
I think working with the designer was very helpful because I have kind of visions in my mind, but I felt like I had no language to put to it. So it was really hard. I would not on my own have just been able to walk into a place and articulate what I wanted. So it was very helpful to have someone alongside us in that process.
Okay. How specifically did Chrissy help you guys achieve your vision?
I think she kind of understood kind of our style pretty quickly and kind of was able to point us in the right direction and kind of get our vibe pretty right off the bat, I would say. Just with pictures and showing us different options, I think she kind of was able to understand our style pretty quickly.
Okay. What was your guys' first impression meeting the team, the employees, and like your overall experience?
You take it.
Be honest. Be honest. It's all good, yeah.
I think overall the team was great. Everybody was super friendly, polite, professional. Mostly on time. But it felt kind of like a family, like business or that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, I feel like I really enjoyed, especially initially meeting Kyle and Chrissy and just seeing how well you guys work together. And you could kind of feel the community within the team.
I think at one point, some of the team, when they were doing the sconces or doing some work while Laura was here, she remembered them talking about like the after work event, or like that Kyle was throwing a post, like a Friday
team dinner
gathering,
or something.
Dinner, and that was kind of fun for her to hear and kind of understand how the team works.
That's awesome. How would you describe the remodeling process overall? Did it feel kind of smooth and streamlined? Obviously there's always going to be like hiccups in a project like this. How did you feel like overall? Did you feel like informed of like what was going on, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I felt like we were informed like on the big picture level. And I think even through all of it, when there was like questions or hiccups, I felt really assured knowing that, especially Kyle, like you were in kind of overseeing everything. And like, I just felt like at the end of the day, we were going to get a product that we would really love and be happy with.
Yeah, I think we kind of didn't know what the whole remodel process would be like, so we had like no reference point, so it was kind of all new to us, and also living like most of the time in the house while work was being done was also an experience. So, but I think anytime something came up, you guys were super responsive and were on top of it right away. So we felt like comfortable just texting or bringing up stuff that we thought was like we had questions about, and then we'd get a pretty quick response. So.
Okay. So price is always a concern. Did it feel like the overall experience, like you got the value for what you paid for with the project at the end of the day?
I think so. Yeah.
Awesome.
I feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like everyone who's here was like really friendly. I felt very comfortable when people were like around. I think there was questions of like, there was like one incident with like the window trim that was like a different type of trim.
Yeah.
And then when it was being corrected, the worker made a comment like, "Oh, I just put up this other one because it was what was given to me, and I should have asked you first." And then at that point, I was like, "Should you have asked me first? I don't think that would have really been necessary if you were, being given the right materials." So I think there was like a few comments here and there that kind of made me feel a little bit like, is everyone on the same page all the way? And that felt like more of like a back end kind of communication thing, but everything I feel like in terms of, the people's professionalism while they were here was good.
Awesome.
So.
Now that you've completed your first remodel, do you have any advice towards other people that are maybe in a similar situation to you?
It's a good question.
I think, my like gut, first advice is like, go for it. Honestly, like I feel like I can just like think and plan and over like, and I'm like, honestly, if we were to have done this all on my timeline at the pace that I do things, like it would not be finished yet. And so, that's also partially Cliff's assistance in like getting things going. But I am like really being on the other end of it. I'm so glad that we did it, and I'm glad that we did it when we did. So, yeah.
I would say probably just get the price, get an itemized quote so that you know exactly where your money's going, and by line, and then make sure you're happy with it before signing anything, because it's like your hard-earned money, so you want to know that each thing is you're getting value for what money you're putting in. So having a clear upfront itemized quote at the very start before proceeding with anything is super important. So
It gave us a lot of peace of mind.
yeah, because I would refer back to it, or I met with Kyle like I think 3 or 4 times to get the numbers to more where we wanted them, and so I think each time he brought an itemized quote and could tell us which areas we could go more budget or make sure we keep whatever was on there if it was going to add like value. So
Ultimately for me, like the biggest thing, and like when people have asked us, who did your stuff and what was it like, and I think maybe the 2 of the biggest takeaways that I share, one was actually a piece of advice from a colleague of mine who had been through a number of remodels, and it actually was to go with someone who has that business model where they show you the cost of everything up front. She had experience in kind of both ways, and that was just her recommendation that I really kind of took to heart and appreciated, and I think that I took that and it gave us peace of mind. So that was one part of it. And then at the end of the day, I think honestly, like we really trust Kyle, And so, like, regardless of like what was happening day to day or who was here or whatever, I did truly have confidence that at the end we were going to get a product that we were happy with, and that gave me a lot of peace of mind through the whole thing. So,
I would say if you don't want a nightmare remodel experience, then go with Noble Solid Surfaces. Yeah, I think we've heard, since doing this remodel, we've heard other people's stories of bad contractor experiences or projects that took longer than expected or went way over budget. So, I feel bad for them, and I feel like we had a much better experience when it came to those things. And yeah, I think Kyle's like a go-getter, so he operates like faster than normal people. So I think he hears your vision and will see what can be done and take action. So I think things get done, and he's got a good team, so can't complain.